Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here. I'm doing my paycheck to paycheck budgeting. So if that's what you're looking for and that's what you like to watch, then go ahead and stick around. If you like my channel, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And let's get started. So I have to admit something. I've already filmed this once and the video was corrupted. So I have everything filled out and already done. But that's okay. I'm going back. I'm going to film, show you, and be accountable for what I did plan and just kind of walk you through the numbers. So it should be a short video and should work out pretty good. So I always start with my monthly view of my bills. This is my paycheck and bills section of my planner. And these are my budget sheets. I actually sell these in my Etsy store. It's Lisa's Faith Budget Plan. And just look me up in Etsy and I will be there. And I have these and many other, I have about 84 sheets or so of PDFs of different designs of these budget sheets that I work in. So if there's something that you're interested in or that you like doing as a budget, then I hope you would consider my shop and purchase one of my budget sheets. Okay, let's jump right in. From the last time I did the budget, I had talked about money that was VA education deposit for my husband, transferring it to a Visa Go card, which is a prepaid Visa card that my husband uses, so he can start putting money onto that to purchase this Jeep lift thing that he wants to do. It's a guy thing. I have no idea. I've been talking about it for a while. I'll be happy when he gets it done so I can quit talking about it. But he has plenty of money saved up for it from his VA education deposits for the past 6 months or so. So it's just sitting in our checking account. And we decided not to put it on the Visa Go card and just leave it in the checking out account for many reasons. And just put his personal money on the Go card like we do every month. Bills so far are coming out beautifully. He did get paid. And you see a note over here, maybe not too well, but it says overpaid by $637.49. And I will be going over what we're doing with that and how it's taken care of and how we're going to do it. So let's go ahead and move to the paycheck to paycheck budget. Here it is. So paycheck 1 has been closed, and I wish I still had the video, but all I really did was I took the total actual numbers of what we got deposited and then the total actual money that came out, and then have the total expenses here, and then I take the income minus expenses. That's simple budget. Just add, subtract, and make it work. So as long as you stay within your budget, you can stay within those numbers. So I'm going to zoom you in. I'm actually going to pop these pages out too, because it'll make my life a little bit easier with the notebook. I'm going to zoom you in and I'll be right back. Okay, this is my paycheck 1. So paycheck 1 included 2 days in December 30th and 31st, all the way up to the 7th. And that was because my husband actually got paid on the 31st of December, and I had a few transactions the day before, and I was ready to close out my December budget and just move on to January budget. So I include that in these. The bills started on the 1st, but some of my spending in my spending categories actually went all the way back to the 30th. And that's fine, as long as you're tracking them and putting them in the budget. The days really don't matter. The months don't really matter where it falls in, as long as it's tracked and you're deducting it properly. So balance forward from previous month, $568.30. That was what was left over in December at the end of the year. My husband's VA disability, VA education, and military retirement checks all combined was $4,478.63. Rent and dividend, $664.07. 7 cents was the dividend. The rest of it was my son's rent. And then we did get the stimulus check for 3 people in our household for $600, and that a person, and that was $1,800. So that total came into $7,511.00. Now, even though the stimulus is here, I also had $1,833.00 in our savings account, and that pretty much equaled this. So I didn't move money around. So now we're calling this the savings for the Jeep lift, and then the stimulus, the $1,833 that's already in the account for the savings account, that's actually going to be called the stimulus money. So I don't know if that makes any sense or matters to you guys, but because they were pretty much equal, we just didn't move money around, and that's what that is. Because my husband is wanting to do this Jeep lift, and that was the money he was going to move over into our Paycheck one to set up the appointment to start this Jeep lift project. And 825 of this is actually VA education benefits that he was going to add to this. That was going to cover it all. So long story short, the money's in the bank. We're just waiting for a few things to happen before we make the appointment and do this Jeep lift thing. And I'll be glad when it's done because I'm tired of talking about it. Next thing we have is our bills. So as per usual, our mortgage came out, my husband's personal money, which he puts on a prepaid Go card. He transferred that, tithing to our military retirement, to our church, tithing to his VA disability, to missionaries. Amazon Music came out, that's my husband's. For the family, we have CBS All Access. This is one of our streaming. We only have like a handful of streaming things that we actually pay for. And that's what came out there. My son's medical came out. This is our natural gas for our house. Amco, we had oil change and something fixed on my husband's car. And then our spending categories. So if you saw my weekly check-in already, I've already posted that. Grocery household, we were over by $32.60. Restaurants, we were over by $4.11. And then miscellaneous, we were over by $18.33. So from what I had already budgeted. Now, gasoline, we did not go over, and I still have money in there. So essentially in this section right here with these four categories, we were over by $20.25. Down here at the bottom is my miscellaneous unbudgeted. So I'm just going to start calling it unbudgeted, because with the word miscellaneous, as far as a category that I use as a spending category to buy clothes or to buy knickknacks or to small household stuff or decor or backyard stuff or mulch or whatever, then that's what I budget for. But this is stuff that I didn't budget for, and it's unbudgeted. So I just won't call it miscellaneous unbudgeted anymore, because I really confused myself over Christmas and put things in wrong categories and doubled things up and made my numbers almost pretty off. By the end of the month, I was pretty okay with my budget sheets, but it took a lot of figuring out and finagling. So I'm going to have to pay attention a lot closer to that. But whenever I spend out of my checking account that has nothing to do with any spending category or budgeted thing here, I just put it as unbudgeted, which means it's zero, no budget, and then what I actually spent. And that's why they're all red, because they weren't planned spending. They were like, okay, we have the money in the account, we're willing to spend it, so we did. So we had some Amazon purchases, a TeePublic, which is a t-shirt place online, and then I bought something for my son to teach him budgeting through Dave Ramsey's program. It's a high school study. And Home Depot and things we needed for the house. So that came out of the budget. I accounted for everything. So I took our income minus our expenses, as you can see down here. And this is what I had to roll over to Paycheck 2. Now remember, most of this has to do with my husband's Jeep lift. I don't know the exact number. I think it's about $2,500 for what he's looking for. It may be a little more than that. That's why we're using all this, pretty much trying to keep it in the checking account for the Jeep lift. So that's going to go over to the next paycheck. And here's Paycheck 2. So as you can see, balance forward, there was no over and under there. Here, and I did that wrong. The budget amount, I'm glad I did this video because I would not have caught this. So what I needed to put here, my eraser is like all yucky. And I love using Frixion erasable pens. I don't know if you guys know about them, but I love them. I get them on Amazon. They're just the easiest way to get them, for me anyway, and love them. So there we go. All right, so my husband's actual paycheck should have been $2,269.54. That's what he was supposed to get this paycheck period. And he did not. He got this amount, $2,907.03, giving us an overreach of $637.49. So what do you do when your company overpays you? Well, you just hold on to it because they may take the next paycheck and use that to replace what was overpaid from the previous paycheck. Always pay attention to that. They can take it all out at once. They might take it out in increments. I don't know. I did notice that they did not contribute to our Roth account either for my husband, or did the match and all that. So there were problems there. Hopefully they'll get it fixed soon before the next paycheck. We'll have to wait and see. So yes, we have an overreach. What do you do with the overreach? You save it until the next paycheck and see how things wash out in the end. Always talk to your HR people, always talk to payroll people, whoever or whatever their title is. Find out what's going on and make sure you're protected and safe, which is why it's always good to have your at least $1,000 emergency fund, if not more, in the bank. So when something like this comes up and you don't catch it, if we didn't notice or weren't paying attention, and the next paycheck comes down and it's a lot less than we had originally planned on, you'll know why, and you'll know how to handle it. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and add up what my husband should have brought home and what he should have had for the budget. So $3,271.98 plus the $2,269.54. We should have only had $5,541.52. Now, the reason why they gave us so much more is because over the New Year holiday, his company chose to end the contract with one payroll system and begin a new payroll system. Well, they were trying to get all the information over before the first paycheck of January, which was the 8th, and it didn't work out. So they got most of it, but not all of it. So because this budget is already kind of in, it started, I've already got a couple transactions that's come out. Most of these will not change. The only thing that would be different is the spending category. So what I did with the spending categories is I took these negative numbers and took what I had originally planned for them and subtracted them out, so that I essentially kind of borrowed from paycheck 2 in paycheck 1 to spend that money. That way I don't go over my $1,000 goal for grocery household budget, or my $650 goal for restaurants or miscellaneous and gasoline. So we're going to leave that there. And trying to think, how do I want to do this? So here I have the overage. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and mark this as an actual over budget item, because I don't want to spend it is the goal. So it's going to be deducted from this total here so I can stay within this part of the budget. So, and if you take those two numbers, they should subtract out. So $6,179.01 minus the $5,541.52. And yes, so that's the overage. Hopefully there's no other deposits or anything going on this month. If there are, I will push it to, or this paycheck, I'll push it to next paycheck. So that's what I want to do. I want to create a placeholder down here in the and make it an unbudgeted kind of thing. And so I won't spend it. So I'm just going to write overpayment of Paycheck. There we go. Of course, I didn't budget for it because I didn't know I was going to get it until the paycheck dropped into my checking account. And then I'm going to go over here, and it looks like I'm going to spend it because I'm subtracting it as an expense out of the actual deposit up here. Sorry, you're not even seeing that. I'm going to subtract it out of that actual total income, so I don't spend it until the next paycheck comes. And then I can add it back in with the next paycheck just in case they take all of this out. So $637.49. I just don't want to spend it. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to make it anything over here because that's actually not a big deal to me. A lot of people like to track their over and under. That's why I have that column. But I actually stopped totaling them up a while back. So I just kind of recognize which is over, which is under. And I do like that part as far as if there were any fluctuations in, I wrote down the wrong numbers, or I didn't have the bill yet, so I put last month's amount, and then this month came finally, and I can do the adjustment here. So that is what I'm going to do here. Let's total this one up so that the budget, I can have the budget amount that I thought we were going to have. So I'm going to add this up and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I have $1,875.29 in expenses up here. That includes my spending categories for grocery, household, restaurant, miscellaneous, and gasoline. Anything that I spend out of the buffer, the checking account, is unbudgeted, will come out of this. And up here, I have $5,541.52. And if my husband had gotten paid correctly, what our original amount would have been minus the expenses, it would have been $3,666.23. But since he didn't get paid correctly, that's not what it is. But that gives me an idea without this on what we're spending, as long as these expenses don't change. So I'm going to zoom you out real quick because I keep sliding the paper back and forth. I'll be right back. All right, there we go. So here are my two Paycheck 1 and Paycheck 2 budget sheets, and now you can see the whole thing. So Paycheck 2, like I said, this is what the budget would be. This is what I want to stay within in the number for the budget, so that I don't overspend and accidentally spend this number here, which was an overpayment in the paycheck. That makes me nervous. It really does. And the fact that we didn't get to contribute to our, Roth is kind of making me nervous too. I'm sure it'll get fixed in the end, but for right now, like, okay, now what do we do? And it's the weekend and I can't do anything. It's Saturday. So, that is Paycheck 2 and close out of Paycheck 1. And that's my paycheck to paycheck budgeting. And we are doing really good to start off the new year. I hope your budgeting is going well and that your new year started off pretty good so far. And I know mine has. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing and blessed day. Bye.